Does buying a newly constructed home seem like the ultimate dream? Modern updates, shiny appliances, unused sinks and showers. Everything is just so brand spanking new. Could there be any pitfalls? Buying a new build isn't quite the same as buying an existing home. You could end up spending more money than you planned or temporarily homeless if the house isn't completed on time. I'm going to give you 10 things to consider so you can gain more knowledge and feel confident in your decision to purchase a new construction home or not. Hi everyone, my name is Laura Kennedy and I'm a realtor here in Oklahoma. I love helping people find their next right home and solving their real estate dilemmas and making the buying and selling processes easy and seamless as possible. If you're moving to or around the Oklahoma City metro area, call, text, email anytime and I'd be happy to do this for you as well. Okay, let's talk about some things to know when buying new construction. Number 1, familiarize yourself with the various builders. Which ones have a stellar reputation both in build quality and in customer service and buyer satisfaction? Are the builders in any lawsuits? How many? What kind? Don't just rely on online reviews because, as you probably know, sometimes the interwebs are just full of a bunch of complainers, and the majority of people who are actually satisfied never write about their positive experiences. You could try knocking on a couple people's doors in the neighborhoods you're interested in and get some feedback that way if you want, but we realtors can also spill the tea on our local builders. Number 2, if you're interested in a new build and want to save money, it costs less to buy a home in the first phase of a new development. The initial purchase price will be lower to buy homes at the beginning of a neighborhood than homes built toward the end of a neighborhood. Builders also give more perks to incentivize people to buy in their new developments, so that way the builder better ensures that his company can get a return on their investments. These buyer perks can come in the form of overall lower price per square foot, builder credits, which is money paid back to you at closing, or upgrades on finishes like tile, cabinets, and trim. And if you get into the neighborhood early enough, you might even have your choice of lot or floor plan. Number 3, have your own representation. Have your own realtor represent you and not the one who works for the builder. You want someone in your corner who is working and looking out for your best interests and will negotiate agreeable terms for you and will lead you through contracts and inspections. Which leads me to number 4, know your contract. Read and understand all the pages of your contract and builder addenda. Some common things to look out for are: what happens if the builder gets delayed and can't finish the house in the time you want to close? What if the cost of materials goes up while your home is being built? Will those costs be passed on to you and raise the price of your house? This can and does happen, and suddenly the home is no longer affordable to you, or your lender won't qualify you for the increased loan payment. What are the fees for order changes on fixtures and flooring, and can you even change any of these things? Or what type of things are covered under the builder's warranty and for how long? What's the process for reporting problems and the expected time for repairs? For example, we bought a new build a couple years ago, and on our home, we had an issue with a gutter placement that kept washing out the corner of our yard, and it was making this huge hole under the driveway. It took multiple repair attempts from the builder to solve this problem, but it was all covered under the warranty as long as we reported it within the first year. So I don't want you to be scared of new builds because these kinds of problems can happen with any home that you purchase, but being mindful of warranty types and timelines can really benefit you and your property and your pocketbook if you have any future issues. Number 5, builders often have preferred lenders or lenders they're partnered with. You can use this lender if you choose to, but you're not required to, and any language in the contract that says so violates fair lending laws. These builder-lender partnerships tend to benefit those two parties in various ways. So just make sure if you do use their lender that this partnership benefits you as well. You may discover the builder's lender offers incentives of their own to you, but you also might be hit with higher interest rates or fees. So shop around a little bit if you want, just to find what rates and terms are going to serve you best. I have a video talking about the benefits of using a local lender that I'll link in the description box if you want to check that out too. Number 6, it's going to be a noisy mess for a long time. Yes, your house will be finished when you move in, or should be, but there might be retaining walls that have to go up still, or green belts or swimming pools, and of course the rest of your homes in the neighborhood still have to be built. So yeah, your yard and the streets get really muddy and might experience some flooding with heavy rains. Hopefully not your house, but the yard could, because the whole ground was raised for this new development, and it takes a lot of years for the trees to grow in and the land and the lawns to settle before it's not such a disaster. Big loud trucks are constantly driving in and out of the neighborhood. Construction work usually starts early in the morning. And workers seem to get a kick out of blasting their music. It's also pretty common for residents to have flat tires during this time with all the debris that gets blown into the street and left there. When the house across the street from us was finally being built a year later, I had 3 flat tires in the span of 4 weeks from metal particles in the street. So just something to think about. Number 7, a new build can make the transaction simpler if you're having to buy and sell at the same time. Since you're buying a new build, you're only reliant on the builder's timeline and not the timeline and contingencies of another seller in their next purchase. Your listing agreement can have the date you'd like to close better align with the predicted end date of your build. Also, if your new home gets built sooner than when you're ready to close, some builders will allow you to extend your closing date with them at no additional penalties to you. These things can open up the type and amount of buyer's offers that you're willing and able to accept on the home you're selling. And with that, hopefully negotiate one that really works in your favor. This can also help you not be so panicked and alleviate stress if you have to close on your old house before your new one is finished. You can arrange temporary housing ahead of time, knowing that you should have a new house to move into soon and not fearful that you won't find an acceptable home and be left homeless longer than you'd like. Number 8, be mindful of any upgrades you choose and their associated costs because they can add up real fast. If you're borrowing money from the lender, the home will still have to appraise for the new price if the upgrades are being added to the purchase price. Otherwise, you'll have to pay for them out of pocket before or at closing, and that might be more cash than you had budgeted for. So upgrades can be super fun, but buyer beware. Speaking of upgrades, number 9, for better or worse, new builds are a blank slate. So that fence you see around the model home and neighbors' yards most likely won't come with your house. That can run you $4,000 to $8,000 or more to install. And shelving and different storage solutions and hooks that we often take for granted in our old homes or in a rental home have all been added by the homeowner at one time or another. And since you'll be the first owner, you get to add those things. So it's a good idea to budget for them along with your down payment. But good news for you, you can customize them any way you'd like. Number 10, please don't skip inspections. Yes, inspections will cost you money, but $400 is money well spent for quite possibly the most expensive purchase of your life. Newly constructed homes still have things wrong with them all the time. There are a lot of people working on your home and other homes in the neighborhood at the same time and from different companies, so sometimes things just go unnoticed and mistakes happen. Even though you'll have a home warranty, paying for an inspection gives you and your realtor a concrete list to submit to the builder of things that you want done before you sign your closing documents. I hope I gave you some useful things to think about when deciding if new construction is your next right home purchase. If you want more information on new builds here in the Oklahoma City area, please reach out to me anytime. My contact info is in the description box below this video. I can give you the scoop on some of our local builders and keep you in the loop on new neighborhoods that are coming up. Happy home buying. See you next time.